You asked for it. You got it. Joe Jones, Nadine Baggett at Mallucci London. What was your phrase you coined at the Curzon? She doesn't even remember.
I don't even, what?
Have it, own it, love it.
I literally don't remember saying that at all.
Essentially, we are in the hallowed halls of Mallucci London. It's essentially, Patrick Mallucci is an incredible plastic surgeon, and he decided to create an aesthetic centre where you can get all your treatments done.
Mm-hmm. And you do, I think they do surgery here as well.
Yeah, we do the lipo.
Well, I saw him.
Not
when I
that
was
you
going to
did
get
that.
my boobs done. Like when I was looking to get my
He is the king of breasts. He does a little bit of face, a little bit of lipo as well. He's actually lecturing today, but I promise I will film with him in future. Sorry, it's a really busy clinic, by the way. But we are here to see our aesthetic doctor, Dr. Alexis Granite today. And we are going to have it, own it, love it.
And we're going to de-hag.
That's what she said. She texted me a week ago. She said, I need to de-hag this face. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have my tiny, tiny, tiny baby Botox. She's going to have her face freezing.
Yeah, I just want it all. I'm so tired.
And then we're going to try something completely new, something called Volite. Volite is made by Allergan, who make the best fillers in the world. And what we're going to do is it's a multiple miniature injections of hyaluronic acid, but it doesn't change the shape of your face. It literally just plumps up these horrible fine lines. So come and meet Dr. Alexis Granite. Come on in. I've got to de-hack you. You better go first. It's going to take hours.
I'm so... I'll see you tomorrow.
Come on in, Dr. Alexis Granite. So gorgeous. Also, the key to finding a good aesthetic doctor is, I think, find somebody who has a look you like. So if you see somebody and they've had loads of work done, they have a different aesthetic. Look at how gorgeous Dr. Alexis Granite is. Everybody meet Dr. Alexis Granite.
Hello.
Our aesthetic doctor, the lady responsible for de-hagging our faces.
Honored.
Now, obviously, Alexis knows both of our faces really well, and we're not necessarily having anything dramatically different today, but what do you plan on doing today with us?
So today
I'm leaning in.
Today we were planning on doing some neurotoxins, that's Botox, and then also some Volite, which is a skin booster. So that's going to help hydrate, give you a nice glow, and the Botox is just going to help sort of soften lines, especially in the upper face.
How long does it take for you to notice the effect of that? Yeah.
About up to a week, usually within a week, and then up to about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we've both had PROFHILO before,
Yeah.
which we loved, but for me it didn't last longer. Is Volite supposed to last longer?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
And what I may actually do this time is use 2 syringes of Volite. So rather than do 1 syringe and then a month later do another, we'll just
get it all in
combine
there.
it all in at once to see if hopefully that lasts you a little bit longer.
Okay,
Maybe
so
about 6 months.
Volite is part of Allergan, so it's Juvederm Volite, so it's part of the Juvederm range. How many injections have we got to have?
There are lots of little micro injections. So I'll map it out exactly, but it's considerably more than PROFHILO.
Does it go deeper? Does it not go as deep as PROFHILO?
They're both intradermal injections. So the point is that we're not using filler to go very deep within the face to change contours or add volume. This is all about the dermis, which is the sort of mid portion of your skin, to really hydrate it.
Okay. It won't hurt. Beauty costs pain. That's what my grandma used to say.
I put numbing cream on usually.
Oh, do you?
Sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
You guys are tough. You guys
I don't need it. No.
And then also, I just ice the areas usually before. It's also a tiny needle. It's a 32 gauge needle, which is a very, very small needle.
It's like a diabetic
so
needle.
the pain is I think, pretty minimal. It's
Yeah.
just the only issue really.
You never even bruised me and all the time.
Yeah, now I was just going to say, it's the only issue is that probability-wise, the more injections you do, the more of a chance there will be a bruise. Usually it's just a very small spot bruise, but there could be a couple of those.
Yeah, but that's fine. Nothing a good concealer can't help.
So you go first, yeah?
Okay, I'm going to take my makeup off.
And I'll
We might be gone for a
and
while.
then we'll come back and then I'll do mine as well. By the way, this is the important thing here, right? Dr. Alexis Granite, consultant dermatologist.
Yes. Oh my god, I saw that other...
Yes, enough of that. No hairdressers, no beauty therapists, got to be a nurse practitioner, a dentist or a doctor. But go to the best doctor you can. Dermatologist, yes, right, thank you. Side note before you come for me.
So I've cleaned the skin.
It took a while.
Yeah. We've iced a little bit. Jo has her squeezy ball because that helps a little bit with the injections. So first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark you for Botox, and we'll put some Volite up here as well. So just make a really angry face for me. Good. And then just raise your brow up for me. Good. And relax. So yeah, Botox is going to help soften these lines and minimize this movement a little bit too. I do a lot of little micro drops of Botox just because I think it gives a more natural result. I'll put some Botox around your eyes also, and then we're also going to put some Volite there too. So we'll start with the Botox and then I'll do the Volite. But let me just mark you a little bit for where we're going to do some Volite.
So this is the Volite one?
Yes, exactly. And then I can actually put Volite around the crow's feet too, which is really nice.
Yeah, that sounds good.
How many white dots are we up to now, Alexis?
So yeah, we're going to have to count. I lost count. Hold on, we'll get there.
Just keep going.
It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical because the product will diffuse. But so we have 4, 8, 12, 16, plus an extra 2 is 18. Then we got 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're about 28 or 30 injections, and then I haven't put the forehead in or the eyes. So
get in.
So it's quite a few because we're going to use 2 syringes this time.
Lovely.
Okay. All right. So let's start with Botox.
This is like my dream day.
Isn't it? All done.
Yeah.
Generally, what I do with Botox is when we do the treatment, you're not going to obviously see anything for about 24 to 48 hours, and then it reaches its sort of maximal result within 2 weeks. So I usually have patients come back, and then I review it and just make sure that it's looking the way we want it to look. Okay, so little pinches, okay? Ready? Good. Good.
Can I just say that noise outside is builders outside. It's not somebody having a treatment.
In a different room.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
What we're doing in this clinic.
They're building a beautiful muse house right outside this, and they've been building it for ages.
Yeah.
So every time we film here, we get the noise of the builders.
It's like they're doing it even louder because they know that you're
Weird. So sometimes you get these small little raised spots there after you do Botox, which is completely normal. And those usually resolve within about 30 minutes.
Would you use more Botox in Jo than I? Because Jo prefers a much more static look, she said politically correctly. Frozen.
Yes.
I wouldn't like to be that frozen, but I don't like to have as much movement as you, because that means you have to come back too quickly to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you practically live here.
Does it hurt, Jo?
No, it feels a little bit like a tiny little sting. You know, sometimes if you go somewhere quite exotic and you get stung by a mosquito and you can feel it. That's what it feels like.
I think it's so transitory. And actually it is about the skill of the injector, and Alexis has got a very light touch, but I think the sting is so transitory, I wouldn't call it uncomfortable. And also, you've given birth. I always say this to anybody that's a mum. You've given birth. I mean, you're Superwoman, right?
I mean, when you've been in labour if you've ever been in labour, that feeling, nothing's as bad as that. Nothing. And your pain threshold completely increases.
That's true.
Isn't it? You do kind of feel like Superwoman afterwards, don't you?
Can do anything.
Yeah.
I think this is not so painful. I mean, it's a tiny.
I don't think Botox is painful at all.
No, it's not, and it's.
So I'm actually just
all
putting
you focus
a
on
little
is just
bit in her brow, just to keep it from coming down too much, and then just turn towards me a little bit. Good. Just gonna do a drop. Good. So you can see she might get a tiny little bruise there, but so far we're doing okay on the bruising front. Good. Okay, so that's Botox done.
Takes no time at all.
No, it's super fast.
And then how often did you... I have not had my Botox done till September. When did you have yours done last?
When we were here together?
Yeah, I think it's September.
Yeah, I can check the records,
Yeah.
but I think it's been quite a while.
Yeah, it has been a while.
It really varies. Some people, it's every 3 months. Some people can go 6 months. Some people can go even a little longer, but I would say the average is between 3 and 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Volite.
Right.
So I'm going to have you turn away from me a little bit. And basically...
Be close up of that.
Don't get too close to my paws.
So I'll start with the grid and then I'll kind of fill in the gaps.
Okay.
That's okay. You ready? So you fill a little pinch. So that's basically how it feels.
Okay.
Okay.
It feels very similar.
Yeah, it's basically a very similar size needle. And then one thing that's really important with Volite is that we're gonna really massage afterwards to get rid of the little bumps.
And that sort of disperses the hyaluronic, does it?
Exactly, because if you were to feel them right now, they'd actually be slightly raised.
So they would feel like mosquito bites, would they?
little
Yeah.
bit,
Okay. That's the one that hurts.
Mm.
The minute you get closer to the mouth,
Yeah.
there's so many more nerve endings. This is very funny, actually. For me,
That
filming
doesn't hurt,
this,
does it?
Yeah.
can I just say, for me,
Yeah.
filming this, it's worse filming it and looking at you than it is having it done.
Really?
Yeah.
What, does it make you feel uncomfortable?
No, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable, but I can just,
Feel the pain?
yeah.
Yeah, more.
I don't know, it's a strange one.
Yeah, no, I think that's quite interesting.
Now, bearing in mind, I have had proper filler, like deep filler in my
Yeah.
time, and I've had my lips filled, which is by far and away the most uncomfortable
Yeah.
thing I've
Is
ever
it?
done, yeah.
Like, oh.
But also what's interesting about this is, so the Volite is going in, which is the hyaluronic acid. Again, you're getting closer to the mouth, aren't you?
Sorry.
But it also has a mild numbing agent in it as well.
That's
So
right.
actually, the more you get injected, the number you become, which is the same of
What's the name of that thing that's in it?
lidocaine.
Lidocaine.
Yeah. So you're halfway through.
But also you start to now get the adrenaline kicking in.
Well, you do, because we've talked about this before. Now, okay, where's your new tattoo? Okay, so obviously Jo
Mallucci.
Jones likes a needle experience. Some of us don't.
Very true.
Oh, have you seen Dan's, my husband's new one?
Yes, I saw the hairy nipple on Instagram.
Someone thought it was me. I mean, how rude. Sorry, I'll try not to make you laugh. Sorry.
It's too hard to inject. So I changed the needle.
Okay.
That actually helps a little bit with pain too, although apparently not enough.
Well, the minute you get around the mouth, I just think it's more
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
more uncomfortable.
So how many mils in total of Volite, Juvederm Volite, are you going to put into Joe's face?
So 2.
2 mil,
So
okay.
1 syringe is 1 ml, and we're going to do 2.
And if you...
So sorry, this is going to be an itchy one.
It's going to be an ouchy one. Okay, so if we want to talk about...
And then I haven't done that one up here, so let me just clean it a little bit. You doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
How many teaspoons is that? So for somebody that can't
Yeah.
picture what a mil is.
Yeah, it's basically 1 teaspoon. It doesn't even
Okay.
fill the full teaspoon. So it's really quite a small amount of product when you think about
Okay.
it. It seems like a lot to say 2 syringes, but actually
Yeah.
it's not that much
Yeah.
product.
Actually, that's quite a good analogy.
Yeah.
Teaspoon.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you're not that bumpy.
No.
You're
Like I said,
really not.
What I do after is I take some arnica gel and
Oh,
we'll just
nice.
we'll do a big massage, and it has a bit of a cooling effect too.
Great.
But if you were to run your finger, you can feel that they have these little.
Yeah,
No, I won't.
bumps.
So. But
I'm
and
just
also
going to do around your eyes, okay?
okay, and I won't put makeup on around my eyes for a while to give it time to.
Yeah.
How long should it be
ideally-
until you... Sorry, how long should it be until you use makeup?
Ideally, if you can wait 24 hours, that's sort of benefit. But
What? Get me out! I only want half a face done. Could you imagine?
Study.
Should do a space?
Have you got a hot date tonight with your husband?
Yeah, with a packet of crisps and a bottle of wine.
But if you have to put some light makeup on later, I would just suggest some light mineral makeup.
Yeah.
We forget that the skin is so fine,
Yeah.
and actually the to get into the dermis is what you're injecting. It looks like about a millimeter, is it?
Yeah, it's very small. Just the very
Tip of
edge
the needle,
is going
yeah.
in, yeah.
It's
And
amazing.
it's very superficial. So
Also,
we're waiting
Alexis
for-
has got the steadiest hand in the world. I would be absolutely
Last little
dreadful.
bit, I'm just gonna do over here.
Last little bit, and then just the other side to do,
And
Joe.
Just a full mil left to do.
Stop it!
Stop laughing.
I can't help it, just making me laugh.
Sorry, we were just having a conversation about how painful this is if your pain is on a scale of 1 to 10. And you would say what?
6.
A 6?
Well, it doesn't hurt as much as it sort of stings.
And it makes you jump slightly, doesn't it?
It's a sting.
So in total, we're working out that Volite takes probably about 20 minutes. Is that about right, Alexis?
I would say that's about right. Plus we did Botox too. So it's very quick. But again, I mean, this is very superficial, so you're also avoiding...
Oh, I feel like amazing now.
You're also
because I just think it's done, it's fast, and it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, and actually, I don't think you're really going to have much bruising at all.
I wouldn't care.
There might be one spot up there.
And is this the arnica gel that you're putting on?
So this is just me cleaning.
Oh,
again.
okay, all right.
So I use a chlorhexidine solution, and I sort of clean obsessively. And then this is the arnica. So
okay.
We'll start with that. So it's just a gel.
So now this is your reward. You get a very quick massage.
Yep.
This is your happy ending, Jo Jones.
Had you done PROFHILO too? I can't remember now.
Yes.
Yeah. And what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I did feel like it wore off quite quickly, but no, maybe it's. I think you get used to your face.
You get used to it. I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
And then you feel very sad when it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I actually made Jo have this rather than PROFHILO because I wanted to see what it was like, and we both talked about the fact that it was only in certain areas of the face with PROFHILO and it wore off quite quickly. And obviously I wanted to carry on creating new content, and a lot of people had asked me about Volite. So for me, I actually think in the long term Volite's going to be so much better for me because obviously I'm 15 years older than Jo, because I simply need more hyaluronic acid because I'm older in my skin. Is that true or not? Is that sort of...
Actually, I also think they can just be used in different ways. So the nice thing about Volite is obviously I'm getting very close to the eye. I'm really going to the, I mean, again, she doesn't really have any lip lines, but if she did, I'm really focusing on those. Whereas PROFHILO is more like a prescribed set of injection points.
Yes.
And it does.
It's more about the cheekbone, isn't it, really?
It gets to most places, but I think you can really focus on specific lines more with Volite.
So, makeup off, apart from the eye makeup. That would be too scary. Icing on. And actually, the icing is one of the most uncomfortable bits, because I'm like Jo doing this. You've got to put it on and hold it on, because you've got to numb the skin. Oh. What's that? Get cool sculpting for free. Scary. Yeah. Almost like cool sculpting your face. If only it worked that easily. Oh, ice cream freeze. So, on another day, how about we come back and do my lips again with Dr. Granite? What would it be? Volbella?
Usually I use Vollift actually. Volbella or Vollift for the lip.
I feel like they've gone down and they're a bit odd. Feel free to comment below. As you always do. Do you ever get nervous? No, I don't get nervous. Okay, so because I'm in front of the camera now, behind is Victoria, my friend who does the PR for Mallucci Clinic. No, I don't get nervous. Also, I would be nervous if it was something I'd never had done before, so technically I haven't had Volite, I've had something similar. And also I trust Dr. Alexis Granite implicitly. I don't really like traditional fillers that much, I think because I've got quite a big face, so I don't really need it. Like I've got naturally big cheekbones and quite a big jaw. So this is more about that superficial hydration when you get older and your face just goes, not Jo, she's young, but for me, your face just goes slightly crepier. You lose that sort of bounce in your skin. So it's not about changing the shape of my face, it's about putting the bounce back into my face and hopefully softening these. Now, I have Botox, and I've had Botox a couple of times with Alexis. I have the most minute amount because my eyebrows are prone to dip. So basically Alexis puts the tiniest amounts in just to soften the lines, not to stop the movement at all. And I like that because I've got quite an expressive face anyway. So yeah, Alexis will look in her records and realise, I think she puts less Botox in me than in any other human being alive virtually. So you start by cleansing my skin?
Yep, so I'm cleaning with chlorhexidine solution. And then I'll mark you, and then we're going to do the Botox first,
Okay.
Followed by the Volite.
Okay. So how much less Botox do you put in my face as opposed to Jo's?
So I put, for her forehead, about a unit per injection. For you, I cut it in half, so it's like a half a unit per injection. It's a very, very small amount. Just make an angry face for me. Good.
I can't really make an angry face. I'm the least angry person in the world. But wait for it.
And then just raise up.
Oh, yes. Nadine's a razor.
Okay, so relax for me. Because if we don't put anything down here, you'll get that sort of funny line above the brow. But we want to balance that with a little Botox in the brow to try to pick up the brow a little bit so you don't feel heavy.
Feel free to lift those brows as much as you want.
And then I'll have you just turn away from me. And let's mark you
for
the volite.
Also, I'm happy to have a little bit of Botox in those smile lines as well. I've got really
I'll do that
lines.
too. Hold on, let's go back and make sure you match.
So I will have the same amount of injections as Joe, even though
pretty
I'm older.
much.
Okay.
I mean, you're going to have the same amount of product. Everyone's face is a little bit different, so your pattern might be your grid pattern might be a little bit different. And then I will also put Botox and volite there, and then I'll go back to the forehead and put volite there.
Okay.
Okay, so
use volite in crepey old chest.
yes, so you can put volite pretty much anywhere.
So if it works, maybe we should come back and do my crepey old
Yeah,
hair.
I've had some success there.
Those sleep lines.
Yeah, I've had
sometimes.
some good response in the neck and also in the hands.
Actually, my hands are surprisingly young. All my sun damage is there. I've talked about it so much. Right.
Okay.
Botox first.
Botox first. So I'm just cleaning.
I never understand why people think that this is
Either or, right?
either or. I always describe it, and I've described it many a times before, as skincare is like having a brand new 1800 thread count Egyptian cotton duvet.
That's right.
But this, in fact, volite is like buying a new duvet. So it's like having a beautiful, thick, fluffy duvet. And then things like Botox and deep fillers are like having a new mattress.
Yeah.
And actually, if you get into a really great hotel bed, you can't have one without the other. You kind of need all three. Nobody has to do any of this. I'm just here to tell you about it if you want to have it. And also, I think I have probably less treatments than most people my age in my industry. So I want to show you that it can look natural and soft. But I need to be honest with you that this is one of the reasons why I look younger than I probably am. Do I? As I was saying that, I was thinking, that's a little bit arrogant.
So literally I'm putting baby drops in, and generally with Botox, I'd always rather undertreat to start, and then we can always add more when you come back 2 weeks later. Raise that for me again.
I would describe that on a pain threshold of 1 to 10 as being 1, 2.
Okay, this is a tiny needle too, so I just want to make sure raise up one last time. Good, because we don't want to leave you with lines over there.
No, that's the telltale. When people lie
sign.
and say, oh no, I don't have Botox, and then they raise their eyebrows and they've just got lines in their weird places, like up here, you're like,
yeah.
boop.
And you okay?
Yeah.
So what do you think pain-wise?
On the outer edge of the face, 1, 2. Inner edge of the face,
Should we turn away from
3.
a little more? Okay.
But you're nowhere near my lips at the moment.
Yeah,
obviously,
we'll get there.
So. I feel like I don't want to be too cocky and say this is a 1 or 2, but so far we're a 1 or a 2. And I haven't had children. Jo Jones. Okay. She's going to go in around my mouth and I'm going to go, oh, I take it back.
So this may be a little pinchy one. This is just a little closer, but I'm just trying to get some of the lines that come in around there. So I'm just going to change the needle.
You feel free to go for as many lines as you want. We could technically just spend all day here and then just start working our way down. Because surely volite would work on my wrinkly knees and elbows too.
It would. We could just do
Allergan, please develop something for wrinkly knees and elbows. I'm never sure whether you want to be warned of the pinchy ones.
I know.
Oh, top lip. Okay. Says the woman that wants her lips.
Yes. And Joe stole the ball. Okay. I do think the ball helps. Sorry. You okay? Great. Is that okay?
That may be
Yeah.
Just the top one, yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And then let's go around the eyes. So give me a big smile one more time. Good. And relax. So go here. And I'm going to come around where I can't necessarily always go with the Botox, so it's helpful. Okay, and then last few would just go into the forehead.
Honestly, with the exception of the 2 on the top lip, I would rate that as a 2 or 3 at the most.
Okay, good. And we didn't even numb you.
So, also we iced me, but it's really hot day in London today, so the icing wore off very quickly. Which maybe means I have a higher pain threshold than Jo Jones, who's given birth. I'm continually being told I've got a high pain threshold.
Yeah, I think you're a tough cookie.
Do I look like I've just been sort of bitten by mosquitoes? What do I look like, Victoria? No, you see, this is the thing, you see. When you get to my age, your body just goes, give me more hyaluronic acid. My body will absorb that in a heartbeat. One side done. One side not done. That's right. It really is at this point, it's a combination of science. So you have the scientists create the product, and you get a doctor and a true expert know where to apply it. But there's also a level of artistry of just looking at my face and thinking, well, my face is different and it's older than Jo's, and it needs to be done in different areas, and it's that subtle skill that makes all the difference.
Yeah, and some of that just comes with experience. So just working with a product for a while and just sort of getting...
That Jo Jones, she's just a baby. She's just a moany, low pain threshold baby. Now, bearing in mind I've got to go into town now and have a series of appointments at my agents and my managers and do a podcast, so...
Well, luckily the podcast he won't be on camera.
That's true, that's very true. We've got to have a picture taken afterwards. It's 10 days, 2 weeks. I'm back here. Got to do a top up on my Botox, which is slightly uneven, and so it's a follow-up time with Dr. Alexis Granite, and when she eventually turns up, Jo Jones will come in as well.
You already have really good skin, so...
I think what's interesting is, for me, the Volite was longer to recover from, but that makes complete sense because you have more injections.
Yeah.
And it was a very hot time of the year, and I suffer from really bad hay fever and fluid retention anyway.
Yeah.
But now I think it suits my skin better. She's impressed by her own work. Do you think I can have a tiny bit more Botox?
Yeah, sure.
And then, look, and this is the reason you have to have a follow-up.
Yes.
Even though...
Explain that.
Dr. Granite put the same amount of Botox on one side of my face and there's the other side, look. See that? The eyebrows are raising differently. That's because on one side of my face I've got stronger muscles. You only know that by having it and then coming back. You only know, and it's very subtle, most people wouldn't know. It's just that I notice it. So you need a tiny, minuscule...
Yes, and it's also that a lot of people, when they look in the mirror after they have treatment, they don't make any expression. They just look head on. Do you know what I mean?
I'm very expressive.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, so I can't let people walk around with one wonky eyebrow.
You looked at me straight away.
Yeah,
I know. Saturday morning. Come in.
I have Jovia. Hello.
Sorry. It's all right.
Sorry,
all right. That's fine. I think you look good.
Yeah, I do too.
You don't look like you're not sleeping.
No, I don't. And that's how I know it's good.
Yeah, you do look really good.
Because otherwise I'd look shit.
Say that again.
No, I do, because I love a camera in the face.
We're getting that red lip in.
I know, it's
sensational.
Oh, it's so
is the skin.
Well, but I was like, because I haven't been sleeping, so I've been having bad stress sleep. You know when you fall asleep like that, but then you wake up at about 2 or 3, same time every day, every night, and then can't get back to sleep. And that's why I know the Volite must be working, because I don't look as bad as I should. You should get a super zoom on the go. I might do that, and then you can have it for your stories afterwards.
And then just give me a big smile again.
I'm a real smiler, aren't I?
And just relax it.
Also, I think if you err on the side of caution, which Alexis does, then you can come back and say, I'd like a bit more.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You can always add, but you can never take away. That's a Mary saying that.
That's very true.
So here is Jo in for a part 2. Personally, I think she looks fab.
Yeah. Brown. Yeah, so I might just put a little more there.
This is you could Botox the hell out of that. that is still, yeah.
And then just raise up for me again. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it there.
Oh, I'm totally happy with mine.
Honestly, I think your Volite looks better than the PROFHILO.
It honestly, when you know when you feel really bad, like exhausted and run down or whatever, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, hold on, I don't look as bad as I feel.